welcome back. Today, our topic of discussion is Cyclone Shakti. The intensification of Cyclone Shakti is more than a weather event. It's a profound social and political stress test for India's coastal regions. While the initial bulletins focus on wind speeds and rainfall, a deeper analysis reveals the systemic vulnerabilities that these storms expose and exacerbate. First, consider the rising frequency of intense cyclones in the Arabian Sea. Scientific data confirms a correlation between warming ocean temperatures and stronger, more frequent storms, a direct consequence of climate change. This is not merely an act of nature, but a symptom of a global crisis that disproportionately affects those with the least capacity to respond. The fishermen, coastal farmers, and informal laborers who contribute least to global emissions are often the most impacted by the resulting climate disruptions. Their livelihoods are the first to be disrupted, pushing them into further economic precarity. This brings us to the crucial socio-political dimension of disaster preparedness. While the National Disaster Management Authority has robust systems on paper, the challenge lies in its equitable implementation. Alerts are issued, but for many on the ground, especially in marginalized communities, a simple public service announcement isn't enough. The inability to afford insurance, the lack of resilient infrastructure, and a heavy reliance on daily wages mean that staying home isn't an option for everyone. For these communities, preparing for a storm is not about reinforcing a home, but about protecting a livelihood, a stark reality often lost in the broader narrative. And then there's the politics of recovery. After the storm passes, the focus shifts to relief and reconstruction, where existing inequalities can be magnified. How are resources allocated? Are marginalized communities who live in the most vulnerable areas prioritized or neglected in the rebuilding efforts? The effectiveness of a government's disaster response is ultimately measured not by its technical bulletins, but by its capacity for empathy and equitable action. So, as Cyclone Shakti intensifies, the winds and rain are not just measuring the storm's physical power, they are revealing the deep seated social and political inequalities that make some communities profoundly more vulnerable than others. It is a vital reminder that in the face of climate crisis, disaster management is not just a scientific problem, it is a moral and political one.